I had no intentions of making a video today, but y'all are gonna see here pretty soon. I had a nice little, a little engine bay detail. It was real easy, real fun. I couldn't record it because that's a whole lot of work, as I realized about 5 minutes in, but did the engine bay detail, and then I did a bolt check, and I got up under my car and realized that my radiator was leaking. I was under here and the hose was leaking like right where it fits onto the radiator, and I kept messing with it and wiping it and coolant just kept seeping out more and more. So got this radiator from eBay. It was like $80. It was really cheap, but it got here with like a really big dent. I'll show you in a little bit. Either way, I ended up getting a refund and like a full, I think 100% refund, so it was free. But I have a feeling that the damage during shipping the damage in shipping and the fact that it was just a cheap eBay radiator probably led to this. We'll see though. I'm about to pull it out. Honestly, this is the first time in probably years that while working on something else, I ended up having to stop and address another issue. Granted, I did rebuild everything under the hood and replace everything under the hood of this car, but still, on any of my vehicles, this is the first time something like this has happened in a long time. Like years, lots of years. But it caught me in a good mood because I was already working on it, so I don't really mind. I'm trying to find something to put this hose so it doesn't leak. It's fine either way, I think. I'll put it here. Alright, what I don't want to do right now is break the overflow off. Okay, sorry, I had a phone call, but so I just found this while doing the radiator pull. So before I bought my car, this entire corner was wrecked, and I'm assuming at one point it pushed into the battery and it caused the battery to leak battery acid into the battery tray area. Which surprisingly, it didn't rust out the entire battery tray like how most 240s usually are. It didn't rust all that out. It just rusted out the top part. So I replaced that. But there was surface rust on that rail down there, as you can see. And I thought I treated it pretty well before the engine bay got painted, but apparently not. So that's a new issue. But I pulled the radiator out. Just looking at it, I'm not sure. I think it's leaking where the tanks clamp to the radiator. And like I said, this cheap eBay radiator, I'm not gonna try to repair it or anything like that. I might rig up a pressure test and see if I can find a leak, and if I find it and it is the end tanks like that, the end tanks, I'll just replace the whole radiator, probably get a good one this time. And also, it has a drain, there's a drain here, but for some reason there's also a drain on this side, or at least it looks like a drain. It has an Allen head. While the hose was on, it would just seep by right here. There's not much of a lip. I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. I'm just down here wiping away wiping away some of the rust I've dug out of here. This line in my way is an AC line. It's not hooked up because I'm lazy. Probably get back in here this winter, pull the battery tray, which isn't even welded in place, by the way. Pull all that and treat the metal, and hopefully I can slow down the rust. That's the only rust on the car for the most part. Recently I have noticed that in the hatch area I'm starting to get a little bit. I'm gonna have to pull my headliner and then pull the hatch off the car and treat that. Once I tear it down, I never have an issue fixing anything, but getting started is usually an issue. So now that I'm started, I'll probably go hard for about a week or however long it takes. And I just realized you can see the giant indentation on the radiator. Look at this. Look at that big hump in it right there. That's the damage that was caused during shipping and why I got the radiator for free. All right, so I just recorded whole conversation. Well, I didn't record it. That's the problem. I'm redoing it. I just had a whole conversation with myself and forgot to hit record. So let's talk about it. I don't have anything else to work on this evening, but I have two things I want to do. I want to vacuum my car real quick before I leave, and I want to show you what I just realized. So, as we all do, I'm out here staring at my car, thinking about the work that I have to do on it, and I'm just thinking about issues that I have. As it's going into winter time and I'll drive my car more, I want to get a lot of things buttoned up that I didn't when I built the car, or when I built the engine and took the engine bay apart and all that stuff. Ever since I put it back together, my brakes have been strange. Sit down. Ever since I put it back together, my front left wheel will lock up if I get on the brakes really hard. I've greased the slide pins. I've done a bunch of stuff. I've taken it apart like 5 times and nothing ever solves it. And I was just in there looking at it, and I started thinking, what if the GK Tech lines that I put on, what if I put them in the wrong order? And I looked it up really quick, and I looked at my factory setup, and it appears that I replicated the factory setup. I put the two front ports in my factory setup appeared to, well, they came out of here and they went up on the firewall and they went across, and the back one went down to the front driver's side. At least that's what the images I have of my stock setup, at least I think that's what the stock setup is in the image, from what I can tell. Maybe I can't see, or maybe I'm missing something in the image, but long story short, I started thinking, what if my lines are in the wrong order? So I Googled real quick, or YouTube, someone installing these lines real quick, and it's a kid. He's installing his, and he's like, oh, I don't think it matters what order you put it in, whatever, which I know that's not the case. But there was a comment on that post that said that on his car, the guy who commented car, the front is not for, or this rear brake line is not for the front driver's side. I can't remember what he said in particular, but it seems like I may have my brake lines. It seems like I may have my brake lines in the wrong order. So in these next few days, I'm definitely going to be checking that. I'm really trying to get my car back going. It's always been reliable, but just get it safe, reliable, all that good stuff, so I can spend the next few months driving it. I did get some exhaust work done and a few other things, but I'm going out tonight, so I want to vacuum my car. I like working on it when it's clean. I'm gonna vacuum my driver's side and passenger side, just a quick vacuum. I got some cobwebs and a few spiders in there. Gonna vacuum it real quick and just clean up some of this. Just vacuum this real quick, and that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna prop you guys up real quick, let you guys see me do this, and then close the video out.